This orb was filmed on the 12th October. I was just on the balcony, 2 p.m. I saw a very big flock of ibis, very high up. There was crystal clear blue sky. This was a flock of ibis. It was very high up, so I zoomed in just to test the camera quality. They were extremely high up. I think there was a very strong wind current, and they just rode the wind. The bizarre point was I've never seen them this high up. So that's 200 zoom. I caught them there. Now what happens is towards the end, as I look up again, a greenish orb approached. It wasn't a balloon. I filmed balloons before, and this one behaved as though it was flying towards them, and it kept up with them. So that's the picture right there. And as you can see, there's no string from the balloon or anything like that, and I caught it as it was actually changing into a tubular form as well. So we then go to the next video. That's the tube form right there. Now I had the camera on a rapid picture mode, but it didn't take pictures in a rapid sequence. So it hasn't happened before with any balloons or anything like that. It only happens, the distortion, at nighttime with stars that can accidentally form these tubes. So this was one single picture. It actually became that tube shape, which was very commonly seen by shuttle astronauts, follow the space shuttle as well. So there's that picture there. There's one other picture, which I'll process the pictures later. And here it isn't a perfect round shape. So it's actually it does distort as though it's an orb. Now I'll play that video now, where I actually start filming it, and I can pause it as well. So I'm starting to zoom in 200 mode, and it doesn't always seem to catch it well when it goes in too high. It actually distorts. So I try to back off to about 100, but that's about 200 mode right there. Now as I play it, I could probably pause it at the key times where it just catches the image. And it seems to change shape as well. Now it's hard to film these orbs. They go out of focus a few times. Aeroplanes I've filmed haven't gone out of focus. I think it's because of the energy of the orb or something similar like that. I'll then go to the next video. Well, there it is again. It just changes shape there. I just caught it changing shape, and or that's the actual. It's difficult to get the zoom focus on it. That's the orb focus right there. Now in this film you'll actually see it being filmed there with the flock of birds. So I actually zoom left and right, and there it is. It approaches them slowly, not too close, and then it disappears. Now I stopped the film mode a few times to take pictures, because those ones I can enlarge on the screen. This I can't, so I can then process the pictures. Now the camera was on single picture rather than a rapid picture mode, so I can't then blur the images. So the tube can't be explained by accidental blurring or anything like that, because these pictures are taken very quickly. It can actually blur stars at nighttime to form tubes, but I haven't ever seen any blurring during daytime. So if it was a balloon, I haven't ever seen any of these balloon pictures turn into tubes. So there it is right there. I'll quickly process some pictures now. So that's one zoom of the picture. I'll just try auto adjust. After I use auto adjust, I'll just try to fiddle around with the highlights and the contrast. Now if that was a balloon, it would be perfectly round and see some sort of string tie down the bottom or something similar. And you can see it isn't perfectly round. It's a ball of energy. So I just zoom in if I can do it like that. I might get a little bit of detail more. If I go too far, it actually causes a little bit too much harm to it. So I just go a little bit back. That's it. And that's the image right there. Just try to darken up a bit. So that's a pretty good image there. Now in this picture, I didn't have it on a rapid picture mode, which I normally use because I was filming last night, things on the moon. So I actually left it in single R mode because if I actually use on the moon in a rapid sequence, it actually blurs the pictures after the first picture, so there's no point in using it. So I had this accidentally on single mode, so it can't explain this becoming a rod shape. It isn't just a blurring of the camera. Now you've got the brightness there, and there's the object right there. Actually, you'll see little rods coming off it. Now these are similar rods that I've seen, these peculiar clouds as well that shoot orbs. I can comfortably say it's not due to film distortion. So I'm just playing out the histogram right there. You see the little rods come out. Now I'll sharpen it, not too much, because it's actually working against me if I go too far. So I'll try to go back in there. I've actually pressed it to sharpen it, and I'll just enlarge it once more. So see the rods coming off it like that. It isn't a perfectly clear shape. There's a little object there. I can't get it. I'm not sure what's caused that sort of screen distortion. That's unusual. They're actually pictures from the back using my iPhone. That's why. Okay. No, they're not. These are actually the original pictures on the screen. No, they're not. They're from the iPhone. Okay, that's why. But you can still see pretty good quality from there. That's the other picture as well. Now I'll try to go back to the other picture. Okay, they weren't the original pictures. They're the ones that I took with my iPhone on the back of the screen. So let's do this again and just see a difference in quality. So I've actually put in this system here. That's the photo gallery. These are very rapid pictures. So any things that I've caught previously like balloons, you can tell they're balloons. You can tell they got strings down and everything. And I'll just fiddle around there. I'll put it on auto adjust. This is the auto adjust mode. I'll just fiddle around with the highlights, contrast, and brightness. And again, it isn't a clear shape around it. I could just fiddle around with the detail. This is the original photo, so it might actually help. There we go. And you can see those little processes around it. So obviously the picture I processed using my camera phone on the back of the viewfinder is the same sort of quality. You'll see the things radiate out of it. Now I'll just try to revert it back to the original and just fiddle around this way to get the optimal image rather than actually use the auto. So I think the auto just did too much to it. So I just fiddle around this way, and that's the brightness right there. There we go. I don't want to play with the photo detail. Now here's a picture where it actually becomes a tube shape. It's very unusual to see that. And that was caught obviously in that one picture. This is the picture that I really want to analyze. You see the little tube processor. So I was correct in taking that back viewfinder picture as actually a better quality than this. There it is there. Highlights, contrast, brightness will go that way. Let's see if we do auto adjust what happens to it. Okay, that's it there. Let's do the next picture now. And that's one picture there as well. And here you can see it isn't a perfect round shape. It's like a ball of energy. I just fiddle around with the highlights quickly. And do this here on the side. Take it a bit closer. And we've got a pretty good result. There it is there. I'll just go back to the tube shader. I might try that as well. I'll just take it further back on this side. Go a little bit less on that side. I'm trying to get it darker, so it's not obviously working in this case. It's becoming too light. But press the auto adjust, it can actually help it. Yes, the auto adjust in this case did wonders to it. There it is there again. That's all for now.